Welcome to Gacha Hell, a place that I assume most of the audience has been to at least once in their lives. This is planned to be a podcast with a somewhat revolving cast that's focused on everything we hate and love about gacha games. First up is the good, the bad, and the ugly of everyone's favorite little gambling addiction. Okay, I permit you all to speak now.
Yo, wait, are you recording? Are we live?
We're starting the meme again, the Are You Live meme. Yes, we are live. Yes, we are live right now.
Okay, I see.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, hey everyone. I am Skorag, and we've been waiting here for like 2 minutes. I really should have come up with something funnier.
Okay, on to you, Kuki.
Hi, I am Kuki. I have no idea how to address myself. I'm currently playing Arknights while I'm listening to you guys.
all right. Hello, I'm Baksu, or better known as Nevermore from D&D, and I will be participating in this podcast today.
Yeah, I guess we should I was about to say I was going to say we should probably go around, but you did that already. And lastly, I'm Dio from Dio's Opinions. I have opinions on
Awesome.
mostly gacha games.
All right, do we kick off the topic?
Yep, yeah. And today, the opinion I'm going to be sharing are opinions on specifically Arknights, everyone's favorite. I think one of the best gacha games that is currently on the market, even though it has some flaws, but
That can be contested, my friend.
I was about to say, oh god, please don't say it's Genshin. Cookie, please don't do this to me.
No, I don't. Hey, I never named any games, and it is funny that you thought that I was going to say Genshin because I there's often a meme that goes around for me. People often point out certain videos of mine where I may quietly be talking about another game, not in a good light. It happens to be a certain title we've just mentioned, but okay, go on.
Okay. Well, who wants to start? Who wants to be the you? Okay.
Man,
What?
do I hate Arknights. Bro, look at all these bullet points. Hold up. Okay.
You wrote a list of stuff?
Yes, and the bad outweigh the good.
You came
Just-
more prepared than I do. I came here
Oh,
with
I just made this up.
an
Then.
empty mind.
Box came looking for war, all right?
Yes. All right, dude. The one thing that gets me fucking mad as shit is the summon. The summoning system as a whole. Not the rates, but the fucking summons. Like summon, dude. I want to be able to skip summons fast. You know what I'm saying? Like the text is so damn slow.
We're starting all right
you
with the
meant by
bad.
that?
We're starting all right with the bad. And well, to be fair, if anyway, so we had a technical error there. But anyway, back to the topic. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Arknight's bad. So Box came to war.
Right, and he mentioned about the summoning.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's
that's
a
what.
very,
Yeah.
it's a pretty small matter, I find. I was expecting something even bigger, like, oh my goodness, the gacha system is really bad. But of course, the summoning can irritate people quite a bit. I mean, I also don't like it. I want the ability to skip it. But I'm not very certain if they've made changes to it as of recent.
Well, to me, the reason why I have such a big problem with it is because I play gachas for the summons, and I want a good summoning experience. And I'll bring this to like another topic later too on why it's bad. But number one is the speed. Like I hate. You do know how a lot, or you guys notice how people like every time they get like a 6-star at the end of the bag, they're like, should I just skip or should I like go through one by one by one?
No, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
It can be pretty frustrating. Oh no, what I was going to say is that I might be incorrect here, but I think that in CN didn't they fix that problem? Didn't they speed up the text or allow you to skip it?
That's what I'm a bit unsure because do any of us here actually play CN?
No, I don't.
I don't.
Nope.
Do all of us don't play CN?
Wow. So yeah, I think we're a global only podcast. So I don't think anyone here even knows whether or not the text skip is
No,
true.
I mean, that's already very unique. It's just within the four of us, the fact that we don't play CN, because there might people might have expectations, like, oh, YouTubers are probably people who play CN, and
I mean, I tried,
that's
but
not the case.
yeah, I can't make a CN account because they patched the fake Chinese ID. I don't think I should be talking about this. Hold up.
They're
Oh,
listening.
I know what you're referring to. The additional security matters.
Yeah. They fixed that. They patched that, and I couldn't make an account.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can't be asked to play in 2 fucking Arknights accounts.
That's true
no.
too. That's true too. It's too tough.
I guess that's a fair place to start. So why does everyone here play Arknights? Because I feel like that's going to color a lot of why we think things are good or bad. So because Box, you said that you play for the summons. So you
Yeah, pretty much.
do you like not do you skip the story and the gameplay pretty much?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you
skip
can't
the story and the gameplay.
you can't
Well, the
really skip
gameplay
the
is just
gameplay
there.
thing.
The gameplay is just there. I just like gambling because the art's look cool. That's why I play Arknights, by the way. Like the art, the UI looks nice,
Mm,
and the summons.
you're a man of culture. You're an art guy.
Yes, basically. And plus, Arknights is like just a side game for me. So
So wait, here's an interesting question. So I know that you have a history with Thorns, Box. Do
yes.
you care about Thorns being good in the game at all, or like would you roll for Thorns if he was garbage?
Okay, you know what? Originally, I didn't even like Thorns, dude. I'll be honest with you. It was because
Well,
he
then
was
what made
meta.
you?
It was because he was meta, and then I started realizing, damn, he's good and he's kind of hot. I should probably
Wait,
roll for
so
this guy.
wouldn't it, are you saying that you got pressured by the idea that he's meta and that's why you wanted him?
Kinda, yeah. That part was kind of gameplay too, because I was like, dude, this guy can. Because at the time, I fucking hated snipers or not snipers, drones so much, and I'm like, damn, Thorns can like just make these fuckers go
I
away.
feel like most of us has gotten pressured at least once in our lifetime by meta, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah.
how many people here really rolled for Silver Ash and Surtur and Thorns just because we like their characters? I mean, Surtur's kind of hot, but you know what's hotter? Her damage output. Like,
Exactly.
I think my biggest pressure when it came to meta was only when I started the game. Actually, I'm not very pressured the more I play the game.
no,
Because
it goes
feel
away
like
over
my
time,
biggest my biggest influence really came about during the previous prime time of Arknights YouTube. Back then, when I'm not on YouTube, I watch streamers and YouTubers. I get very influenced by them. Like they will say, "Oh, this character is really important. That character is very important." That makes me feel like, oh, if I don't get them, I lose out. But after a while, as I play more, then that's when I started to realize that's not really the case. There's no must in the game. You can practically play the game with anyone that you have, and I think that's the part that made me like the game. The fact that you're not pinned. It's not like you don't have this person and it's game over. You can still play the game with practically anyone. It is even more amazing for the fact that you can play the game without paying a single cent. Like what Box 2 has mentioned, he's free to play. He also don't pay anything.
Pay a little. Pay a little.
A
Yeah,
little,
yeah,
but there are many people who also don't pay anything and
that's
they're still
true.
playing it.
Wait, but for me though, I kind of need to roll for meta operators because I'm big dumb.
because I'm big dumb. Well, okay. Oh, okay. Well, how much do people here use the Ekogen KyostinV channels? How much?
Oh, I've never used it ever since Obsidian Festival. Which
Damn, that was a
is
while ago.
one of the first. Yeah, no, not the rerun. The very very first one.
Yeah. That was like the start of the start.
I can very vividly remember what was the last guide I used. It was like the stage there, the A and the E, like symbols. There was a stage design. I think it was like ODEX5 or something. And then I just couldn't use the guide, so I just stopped there. I accepted my fate that I was not gonna go far in the event. And
Yeah.
I even more accepted it the more events I played. I was like, maybe you're supposed to reach a certain account progress and then you can clear the event. And I think that still stays true to today. Like, even though I can clear everything now, that's something that I say to a lot of new players because they get very pressured. They're like, oh, do I have to like beat the last stage? If not, I'm not good at the game. That's not true because I started the game not clearing a lot of things as well.
No,
Yeah.
To me, I feel like
no. You can go ahead.
all right. But to me, I feel like when you use a Kyosin guide, you're kind of like you're not even playing the game. It's like you're like doing a fucking homework assignment because he's kind of doing the work for you. But I get it because like you want the original Prime, but like with people who use the guides too much, I'm like, are you like even playing the game?
Well, no, I do
Because
know. Yeah, and again, it
you
just depends on what you're there for. Because some people are only there to like have the story and collect the characters, but I only use KyostinV and Ekogen in the most desperate of situations, right? Like it's like
Yeah,
the Loki
same.
meme in Thor. It's like you must have been desperate to come here, and, like
Yeah.
because I will try everything before I go to KyostinV and Ekogen. And no
Same,
shade on those
same.
channels. I fucking love both of their channels.
Yeah, I love
I
them
love
too.
like the dry humor of Ekogen specifically. Um, you know, but I do enjoy trying my best to beat the stage, no matter how hard they are. Rainbow Six Siege event. Um,
No, I didn't even try that one. I saw it. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
that shit was hell. I mean,
Yes.
I would
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would have
that.
to say that like on Box 2's point on the people who use guides and they don't play the game, there are people who are like that. There are people who don't play the game. And there could be people who so hell bent on like artwork that that's all they care. You know, they are in the game to pull, and then they know that they have to get some kind of resources, but they don't want to think. And to them, using guides is just the way to go. To us, it's like you're not playing the game, but to them, it's like this is my game.
yeah, it's kind of like the
I mean, depends.
I don't know if you play Final Fantasy. It's kind of like the you don't pay my sub argument. Anyway, sorry, continue. Skorek.
I'm like, it depends. For me personally, I'm like, hey, if guides are the way you want to play it, sure, do guides. I mean, personally for me, it's literally just story and designs is why I play it. So, you know, sure, I kind of like the gameplay, but that's like incidental.
I think then it makes me quite on a different side of things because for me, I played Arknights for gameplay. I play Arknights because it's a strategy game. It's a tower defense game, and it's something that I kind of played through young. You know, I like RTS. I enjoyed tower defense. The most significant one that a lot of people will mention is like Bloons Tower. I was not a follower of their series, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I stopped at 6. That was when about Arknights came about, and I was like, holy crap, this is very innovative of a tower defense game.
That's true,
So
though. It
it
is.
it got me intrigued, and that was what got me to play. I think that's the reason, the strongest one that made me look at the game and say, I want to play this. But nowadays, my strongest reason to still stay in the game is because of the community, because
Oh,
I've
yeah.
met good people through the game.
Wait, I don't know if this is jumping topic too much, but I kind of yeah. The
Jump the
reason why I'm
topic.
still
Go
playing
for
is
it.
oh shit. The reason why I'm playing too is because of the community. I'm like, yeah, as you said, I met hella cool people and real cool stuff happens here. And yeah, it's just so nice here. And I did want to jump
Mm.
aboard the Genshin train, not gonna lie,
Don't
okay.
do
But
it.
then I
Don't do
saw how
it.
bad it was there.
Listen, the
I was like,
thighs are not worth it. They're really good thighs. They're not worth it. Okay, go down to your local chicken store, buy some thighs there. Okay, dude. Like it's not worth it.
no, that thought perished my mind though, because right now Genshin is facing some dumb shit.
Right
And
now, they've been facing dumb
Still?
shit
oh
for a
yeah,
long
actually no,
time. It never
forever, never
ends.
mind.
It never ends.
Even now?
No, so I
Yes,
remember.
yes.
I'm talking about side notes here, but I remember I was planning on making a Genshin video a while ago, and I stopped because I thought it was way too negative, and I don't want to be like the super negative person. But when I did it, it was so funny because I remember doing research on controversies because they were currently going through a controversy, and so I typed in Genshin Impact controversy. There's so many. I don't even know where to begin. I was like, oh my god, why are there what do you mean? What do you mean there's like 15? I don't the game's like 2 years old. How could you be having 15 controversies in 2 years?
Yeah, like more recently. Oh, dude, fuck. Actually, fuck. I'll just jump topic. So more recently, like content creators are getting death threats for saying waifu and saying their favorite character isn't someone else's favorite character. I'm like, dude, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, dude. That's like the dumbest thing because I probably did multiple of those in the Arknights community, bro. I don't know how I survived over there. So yeah,
No, I think in
I
general.
feel like
Oh no, I was
deal first.
okay. I think in general the Arknights community is very nice. It's been a very welcoming place, comparatively to some other gacha games. And I'm not just talking about Genshin here. That there are other gacha games that you can tell that a lot of people are only playing the game at this point, or like years later after the release because they're stock owned, and they just like hate the game, but they still play it. And so like there's this like overwhelming negativity. I remember this feeling in like a Fire Emblem Heroes community, a game that I think only I've played within this call.
I played.
Oh,
I still log in for a daily.
you're also my suffering brother. Welcome. But I remember like I swear to God, no one hates Fire Emblem Heroes more than Fire Emblem Heroes players. Like that Reddit is constantly just mad. They're just mad all the time.
Is it like because of skill comparison stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. Like
Okay.
new character gets released and they're better than the old character. And I mean, like the power creep in that game is like pretty bad. But like in general, people and this isn't like
Oh.
maybe it's just not maybe it's not just a gacha game thing, but like when you're in these communities, it can be exhausting. after a while to just like be so mad so often, like all the time. And so I'm glad that like Arknights hasn't gotten to that stage yet. Like so they get mad sometimes. Like what was the most recent? What was the most recent Arknights controversy? Platinum?
I would, I honestly would say that like that was the
Yeah,
point that I was
yes.
about to drive at, which was even though we count the number of controversies that Genshin had, but I actually don't think that Arknights is alone. It's not like we're the pristine one that we went through nothing. But I think there's a very distinct difference between EN and CN. Because that's what I look into, right? And that was some of my videos before where I talked about how it was the state of the CN community. And in fact, they've actually been through many controversies. I don't even know if you guys are aware of it. It could just be a yes or no. Like, do you all know
Well,
about the
I am
Thorns controversy?
I'm aware of it because of your videos, unironically.
What?
No, okay. But do you all know about the Thorns controversy? Because I never made a video about it.
Yeah, actually, wait, tell me real quick.
Oh no,
I
sorry,
am
no.
actually very interested to hear all of
Okay,
this.
wait, no, I sorry, we were speaking at the same time. I'm aware of any of the CN controversies because of your videos, Kuki. Like they like the state of CN and et cetera, et cetera. I only know that like the CN gets mad a lot of the time because of your video.
Because of him.
Yeah, because of Kuki's.
CN
Yeah.
gets wait. What's the cause and effect here? CN got mad because of my video.
No.
Or-
I only know of any of the CN
Oh,
controversies
okay.
because I watched your videos on them. Because you've made like a couple of videos like
Right.
CN's super mad about et cetera. Yeah.
So, as in, I've made videos, but I didn't make videos on everything that has occurred in the CN side. And I think Arknights has had a history of really bad situations. There was a situation of supposedly harassment within the staffs. People saying that there were some questionable gender harassment that was going around. The Thorns controversy was not a video I made. I think I might have briefly talked about it, but uh, it was a controversy that had a huge change in the way that Arknights is played. Um, I'll elaborate more in a bit. And of course, you always hear about the Chen Alter one. That one was
Yeah,
one
the
of
Chen Alter one. Yep.
worst. The one that really had so many things bunched in one. So I don't think we're very alone in the sort of controversy, but we live in a bit of a bubble as EN players because we feel like the game is perfect because we don't see anything. Like we don't receive anything on our end. The one that probably hurts the most is like the Platinum VA, right? Because it's direct. CN affects it, we get the brunt. But in the case of whatever that happens in CN and then it transfers to us, usually the changes takes effect already. So whatever that the developers decide is the way to rectify the problem, we don't see the problem that CN faced. We immediately just be like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be.
Well,
So
I think you've made me realize something as well. When you have what they call Foresight EX in FGO community, like when you have the ability to know everything that's happening beforehand, like 6 months, it allows you to distance yourself from the problem, right? So I feel like Chen Alter is a perfect example of this. Like I feel when CN was mad about Chen Alter, there were a decent amount of people on global that were at least slightly unhappy. But I feel like as time has gone on, by the time that she's come out, people are like, we don't really care that much anymore. Because it happened so long ago. Like she got announced so many years, not so many years ago, so long ago that like people have had time to simmer down.
Yep.
Don't worry, guys. I am the Chen Alter controversy. My anger alone is enough to drive this even to global.
Oh, you're a disapprover of Chen Alter?
I
Or did he
fucking despise Chen Alter.
What are your
Ooh.
reasons though? What are your reasons?
Yeah, what's the reasons?
Well, first of all, I despise most summer skins and being like, so basically Chen summer skin is an operator now, and she's limited,
You know
and
what?
she's more broken than Surtur.
That one's arguable. Quite arguable.
Yeah,
but go on.
actually no, I kind of agree because like, okay, my mind blanked. What do you say?
Are you okay
You
there,
were
buddy?
agreeing.
I had a point. It just disappeared, bro. I don't know
Get
how.
the factory reset.
You were agreeing that I think you were agreeing that Chen Alter is apparently stronger than Surtur.
Oh no, not that part, but I do feel like it is a weird release because no, I thought she was gonna be released for the second anniversary. Wait, she is.
Yes,
He
he
is.
was.
Oh yeah,
Fox, are
I
you
don't think that's a
okay?
really good.
Are you
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just a little dumb.
For anyone that
Not too
didn't
much
know,
there.
before the podcast started, Box legitimately thought that the rate up in Arknights was 70% for every banner.
Dude, son of a
Oh
bitch,
my
why are you
God,
telling me,
we're
bro?
Get
trash-
outed
We're
live.
trashing on him right here and now. All right, folks, this is gonna get
Dude, why are we
clipped.
talking shit? We're talking shit in
Your
the
people are
podcast.
gonna come at you.
Yeah, dude. Dude, my fans will totally beat up your fans.
Anyway,
Yeah. So, mhm.
I mean, I don't want to make this whole entire video into Shelter, but
Yeah.
I mean, from a gameplay perspective, I agree with almost all the things that Skorek said. I do understand the feeling in general of unease when it comes to Chen Alter from a gameplay perspective. I think that from a design perspective, she's fine. I just don't
Well,
like that she's a alternate up. I made a video about this already. You should go watch it. All right? You can know my opinions on Chen
He
Alter.
did. He
Yeah,
did.
go,
He did.
go.
I
Send a
watched
link,
it.
bro.
Really good video. I still hate shoulder and your shoulder build. I'm sorry.
yeah. No,
No,
I
dude.
think that like her design makes sense. It just like her being in a swimsuit makes sense from her character, and what she's been through. But I do agree that like from a gameplay perspective, it's kind of rough. And also, we can look at this nice segue here, the most beautiful, clean segue.
Sponsor?
Onto no, not a spot. God, I fucking wish. The one of the negative things I think about Arknights, and this is like a new thing, with Chen Alter, and they seemingly have maybe stepped this back with Neural Alter, but the amount of limiteds per year and the power of those limited units is worrying. I think not bad, just worrying to me. Shelter is like the perfect example of this to me. What are your thoughts on that?
Actually, I feel like
Oh,
the limited operators aren't that bad. Like, the first one was Nian, right? She's not that good. Weedy or W, she's not that good. And then
No,
oh,
Rosmantis,
W
she's
is pretty good.
really W.
well, so
I mean,
I'm
she's
not an
not
expert.
top tier meta, but like, she's pretty good.
W is she's not the best operator in the game, but she is the best AoE sniper,
That's true.
just because
That's
of
true.
lack of competition. But no, I'm talking specifically about the last two that Global got, being Scotty Alter followed by Chen Alter. That was pretty rough.
That's true.
That was pretty.
I'll
That
be
was a messed up
honest.
mix up.
What
Yeah.
I am most like angry or frustrated about is that after Rosmontis, we've had 3 alters in a row, and it
Ooh.
seems like fucking Hypergriff was like, you know what? Why try to design new and like important operators to make into alters, into fucking limiteds when we can just take someone we already have and just be like, hey, this will definitely sell, because like they did 3 in a row that are alters, and then they did Ling, which of course they had to do Ling because they can't do an alter for the New Year's event because they have to do one of the Nyan sisters.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know who the
I
next
do
limited
agree
operator is, but
with
if it's
you. I
also an
do agree with
alter,
you.
you know.
Mm-mm. So on the point of alters, I think Square echoes my view as well. I also don't like the alters. I've often mentioned it in my live streams as well. And I think I'm just looking out to see what happens in the 3rd anniversary. Will they keep up with that trend of producing more alters, because it might be something that appeals more to the players. But as far as a player we're annoyed with limited, I'm not sure if the people within this little podcast have seen my videos. I've made triple long videos to discuss about limited operators before. It was a series that I made called Limited, where I was trying to reason, why do we have so many limited operators in the game? And I think the to bring in some of the parts that's relevant to here, it's like it's become a point where there's so many limited operators, but we kind of have to grow to accept that this is probably the way that the game intends to monetize themselves properly for the future. Because if you look at the income trend of how the game is doing, it's actually worsening over time. It's not worsening to the point where the game will destroy itself. It's still going to live for many years, but it's not doing well in a way where it can help it to grow.
Yeah.
So they really need to keep having an avenue to make people comfortable to pay in the game. And that is where the limited thing comes into play, that they feel like they have to do this limited operators well so that people will pay. But of course, when they do limited operators, the design conditions, the considerations now, ever since Chen Outer was released, because Chen Outer created so many problems, people hated it, is now they see the player's angle and they realize, oh, if we still want to keep up with this tactic, we got to make good operators. We got to make operators that are, well, something that feels of value to be paid, but not something that makes people feel like, holy crap, this breaks the game.
No, okay.
You know, that's gonna bring me to like another point on why this game is not fucking growing at all. And what was I gonna say again? Oh yeah, dude, altars. I am fine with altars as long as they're not like putting it for big events like anniversaries. I'm like, dude, I've already seen this character before. But like, why is she like on for an anniversary, right? I don't know, man. That's just my
The
thoughts.
things that like, let's see, with the game not growing at all, I'm not sure. I think you also talked about this sometime, deal, but I don't want to like put words on your mouth. Maybe I'm just
No, I was gonna.
remembering
I
wrong,
was
maybe
going to
just
say
not
the thing that
remembering right now.
you're
But
probably going to say.
Like at some point with all gacha, the feature creep becomes too much. Like there's an event horizon with most gacha because the type of games they are, where like there's too many characters, there's too many banners, there's so much like lore, like backlog. There's too many features. Like just getting into the game feels like an how's it called? Fucking insurmountable slope. It's just kind of like, oh, and yeah, there's this and there's that and there's that and there's that. It's like, wait, were there all there when the game started? No, then you had like what 9, like 6 stars, and you got those and you were fine. Now you have like 200.
Yeah,
I agree.
I was gonna say that like
Mm.
to be fair, I do think that this is probably because they're seeing their numbers either stagnate or decline over time. But I think the problem there is that they were always going to reach this problem. Every single gacha reaches a point where they either stagnate or decline. Genshin will eventually reach this point because there always comes a point, as Squarek just said, where there's just too much. There's too much for a new player to join, and why would they ever do that when they can join Genshin 2 or Girls Frontline 2? Well, what is that game coming out, by the way? Does someone know? I think it looks good.
Frontline?
The
Yeah,
one
Girls
that's coming
Frontline
out?
2. Yeah, Girls Frontline 2.
Oh, yeah. Wait, there's a 2?
Oh, you
They're making
don't
a
know?
prequel?
Actually, I will.
They're making a
I
sequel?
will join that. Yeah, I will join that once.
Yeah, it's like
comes out.
it's an XCOM game. Yeah, it's like a 3D XCOM game.
The hell?
I mean, it makes sense. I tried to join Girls Frontline and it was like way beyond that fucking event horizon point. I was like, am I even doing this correctly?
Yeah, no, and so the and you will see like the event pass or more limited operators with Arknights where companies will get scared because they're seeing their numbers stagnate and number no go up, so me scared, so me do bad thing. That's the business 101. All right, that's the
No, it's a bit of an odd thing to say that they did a bad thing, because it feels like the way I saw Chen Alter was, it was a huge experiment. It was just to see,
Sure.
could we do this? Is this a way to because they seen Skadi Alter. Skadi Alter is if I recall correctly in CN, it should be their second most profitable banner. And do you all know what's the first most profitable banner?
It's probably the first one, right? Or close to the first one.
I'm surprised. Wait, you said I'm surprised that wasn't Surtur, but geez.
No, it wasn't Surtur. Surtur was one of the lowest.
What? Are people insane?
Wait, Surtur was one of the lowest?
Yeah, Surtur was one of the lowest.
What?
Okay, would you all like to see a graph?
I get it.
Yes.
Surtur is just meta. That's all she is. Like, I'm
She's
sorry,
also
Surtur
hot.
fans, but like, sure.
Oh,
Literally.
I mean, there are. I mean, there are hot people in Arknights. If you want hot people, yeah, sure, whatever. She's just a pretty face with like a huge stat stick. That's
She's
it,
an ice cream goblin. What's not to like?
Well, I like the skill.
Dio, if you're able to, right? I'm just gonna send like a screen.
Yeah, we have the technology. You could give me the graph, and I could throw it up in editing. Editing deal will fix this.
Oh yeah, I can. Cause I'm just gonna send it in like our little call right now. Cause I did a video on this, and I was investigating the income of all the banners. So you can see that, right?
Wow,
Yeah,
that is
people are really horny for Kelsey. I
insane.
mean, not Kelsey, Scotty.
Damn,
Because
Scotty the corrupting heart couldn't fucking pass normal Scotty.
So Skadi the Corrupting Heart was either the most profitable banner or it was the second most. Because there's a bit of a data conflict with the first banner, but
That makes sense.
yeah, the first banner was very well doing, as you see, and you compare that to the Skadi the Corrupting Heart. But of course, this graph didn't have Chen Alter. Chen Alter was lower than Rosmontes, I believe.
Mm, okay.
Huh.
That's funny. I thought people would pull for her just because mainly she's meta.
No, it seems
That's the thing.
like they don't even really
People
pull
don't
for
seem
meta
to
them.
pay.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what?
Yeah,
No,
people don't pay for meta.
what I think is because fucking Mizuki, bro. Let's have a show of hands here. Who actually likes Mizuki here? Come on.
Don't
I like
you
Mizuki.
ever speak about my child that way again.
No.
I
You are lying
roll-
to me. You do not like
you
Mizuki.
you say that?
What's wrong with
I got Chen Alter.
bro? You
and
know Mizuki has a strong fan base that's gonna come
I
at
got
you.
Holy
Chen
shit.
Alter.
Wait, edit this part out.
I got Chen Alter, and I kept rolling
Yes.
to get to 200. I almost call them courts. 200 rolls. I was going to go to 300 just so I can get Mizuki. I got
No,
two
you're
Chen.
lying to me.
I got two Chen. You can see it in the DMs of the.
Lying to me.
You're in the chat of the Harmacist because you can see it in the DMs. I got two Chen Alters, and I kept rolling so I could get Mizuki.
What? For me, it's the opposite. I got a fucking Mizuki first. I was about to rip my monitor in half.
Mizuki's a
Bro,
adorable
I
boy.
got
Neither.
Chen Alter, and I
Oh, you
still
got
continued
neither?
pulling
I got neither.
for.
Oh,
I
man.
don't know
I'm
how
sorry,
many
bro.
pulls I
Get a
had.
full-time job and spend money.
Yeah,
Spend
so,
money just for
Spend money. That's what I did.
if we get back into the whole thing about the limited banner, so yeah, the lot of the things that I explored in my video was to really talk about why they do limited operators, and I guess the trend that we kind of have to grow to accept as players is that it's going to stay that way. They're probably gonna do like 4 limited operators per year at this rate, but it's not
That's-
bad if you think about it. It's
I personally
reasonable
don't really mind.
seasonably. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be every 3 months, and it's kind of okay. Of course, the problem becomes it becomes very predictable. So does that actually encourage spending for people in the
Well,
first place?
so it becomes predictable, but also the as I was saying before, it can get really rough when you have if it is every 3 months and all the limited operators are scarily, if not fully power creeping, then very powerful, then that gets scary. Because like most of the early limited operators weren't that bad, but then we have Scotty, followed by Chalter, followed by Neural, who is not as broken as the other two, but is still very strong and very unique. And it can be like really rough to try to save up for all these units.
Wait, that actually brings me to like.
that's kind of the boxes.
No, it's fine. Go.
The point that I wanted to bring up is that I often hear this becomes an anger point of why people say they don't like Arknights. You know, they say that power creeps exist. I think it exists in a lot of gacha games, but
Yeah.
I find it a bit odd when people say that it exists in the case of AK because it's very hard to say that someone power creeps another, and even if someone power creeps this and that, AK isn't a game where you use a singular operator and you play the stage. It's not like League of Legends. It's not like Dota. You play one operator, all of a sudden next meta comes out and oops, you shouldn't use this guy because this guy is better in all 4 skills. You know, that big level of squad, the fact that you can bring 12 people in, even 13 when we're playing IS2, you have that ability to mix and match. So what if there's another strong person? You know, if that's the case, then you can put the other strong person with another strong person. Boom, you get like some kind of experience. But you don't really need to play the game with like more than 2 strong people, anyways. You have 2 strong people, the game is broken already for you.
So
So-
they yes, but well, so there's a lot to talk about here. Oh, geez, power creep. I love talking about power creep. It's actually
Actually saw one of your videos about power creep, and
Yeah.
I like to agree with.
Yeah,
what,
it was one
I
of the first
remember,
few videos.
Yeah, and you talked about how Silver Ash was like released really like when the game started, and he's still one of the best operators in the game.
Yep,
So I
yeah.
personally feel like the power
still
creep is
is.
not that bad.
No, so Arknights is power creep. So I don't know if I've played the most gachas that I've ever won here. I think it's either me or Kuki. But I played a lot of gachas, and Arknights power creep is not bad. It's not perfect, but it's
Yes.
not bad, especially when you're comparing it to its contemporaries. However, the problem with power creep is not, well, you can run 2 of the same. You can get strong guy with other strong guy. The problem is that most of the time, strong like big AoE damage is going to be something that you only want one of your 12 operators to bring to the table.
Yes.
For example, when you only want one healing defender in a team, because you only need one healing defender, and like I don't know, what's the like the very first CC map, right? Where like you wanted the healing defender, or Kuara because she's adorable, up in the top to block the katana guys. On that map, you only want one of those defenders, and who are you going to bring? Hung or Neural? And it's like, I think there's an obvious answer here because one of them is strictly better than the other one, and so like you don't really want to bring both of them in on that map. And so when one operator is released that's strictly better than the other one, it does replace the other operator, and that's what power creep is. That's what it's releasing. It's releasing an operator that invalidates the niche or role of another operator.
So this is where my gameplay side comes in, and that's when I start arguing with people when they say that something is power creep or not. The community wholly will say that they don't like Hung because they find that Hung is evidently weaker than Null. Which actually, if you go by
no, I'm sorry, continue.
If you go by the whole numbers aspect, right? In fact, Hung actually does a better job at healing than Null if his skill was up. But the problem is his skill doesn't go up because he's a defense.
Because it's that's the only reason that he's not as good. It's just because his SP is defensive charge. That's actually the big reason why he's not great.
It becomes a bit of a thing. So I find that when it comes to the idea of power creep, and people say that, oh, you shouldn't take this operator because this operator doesn't provide more value. I think most of the time when people say it that way, it's more like they're trying to say, oh, this operator is not as easy to use, therefore you shouldn't use this person. And that is the reasoning that goes in people's head when they say this is power creep.
I agree. I agree.
Well, yeah, but like you do still have to remember that this is a gacha game. You have to build these people, and you have to choose which of those to build.
Right.
So you wouldn't build both Nerl and Hung and be like, ooh, what situation is better for me to use? No, you're gonna beat Nerl because 90% of the time Nerl is better.
And clarification, I just brought up Hung and Nerl because that's the one that was I think that's the easiest in my mind to bring up. But obviously, Hung was released after Nerl, everyone. So this isn't like a true case of power creep, because in true power creep, it would be the later operators that are being released. Yeah, exactly. So like, this is just a hypothetical example. Don't roast me in the comments, please. I love you. Anyway, sorry, continue.
So correct, please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, what I was saying before is like, usually the thing is that since there are a lot of people in Arknights that do the same or similar things, and you can build, practically a limited amount of them, you wouldn't care about the minutia unless you're specifically like someone that pays to like get extra progress in the game. And also like, their whole thing is like gameplay, They just really want to go deep in that gameplay. Everyone else is like, okay, who's strongest? Me build them. Okay, I'm good now.
Yeah, I feel like that's how a lot of people do it.
Which I find that when people go with the whole idea of, oh, I'm just going to go with the strongest things, that's also another strong reason that gets people to eventually hate the game and feel like the game has no substance. Because people don't recognize the creations of other things. If we talk about like the next banner is Siege banner. And there are two other operators that's within there. There is Robota, and there's going to be, I can't recall who is the other one actually. It's some other new 5-star. But it's that sort of question. People will be like, oh, Siege is cool. That's like big stuff. But then why would people, it's like if people say that the 4-star or 5-star of that banner is not of value, why would the developers even bother to create that? If you think about that,
different players want different things. Yeah, even in gameplay, there are people. I don't know if you're familiar with like the MTG Spike Johnny Timmy thing, but even if so. Disregarding the fact that some people play for like story, even the people that really like the gameplay, people are gonna play the game for different reasons. Like there are people who would want to take like the really weird trolley stit like Ock. So here, perfect. Ock is a great example. People that like and use Ock consistently are not the same people that are building Silver Ash as their first 6-star. But both of these people can care a lot about gameplay, right? Like the Ock builder, the Ock lover versus the Silver Ash lover are both gameplay lovers, but they want very different things. Like the Ock player wants to do some funny shit. And I feel like a lot of the 5-stars are like these weird experimental things, right? A lot of their 5 and 4 stars, so especially recently, are just like Kafka. What the fuck does Kafka even do? I still don't know. I have her E2. I still don't know what she does.
This one I've got to mention to you. Kafka has been very much said in the community to be one of the strongest fast redeploy in the game.
I don't even know what she does. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying I don't know what the hell she does.
that's the thing. Like that's the thing that I want to
She
mention.
just
Like
works.
when people don't recognize the purpose of the operator, they're very quick to then say that there isn't anything else to do. You know, when there's so much more to experience in the game, and yet you don't want to put that in, then I mean, there's no need to persuade these people, in my opinion. There's no need to spend that time. That's for the developers to do that job. But like, yeah, I think when it comes to people saying that they don't like the game, there are certain arguments that I find to be strong, but there are others that I say, if you're not doing this, then it's not justifiable for you to say that's the reason to say you don't like the game.
No, yeah. Well, people in every game, people will optimize the fun out of their game. Like you find this with like in MMOs, the people will like run to the end game like as fast as possible, and then they'll get to the end game and they'll go, well, I'm out of game, and it's like, well, it's because you ran through the whole game. Like the game was the journey, not the destination. And I feel like with gachas it's very similar, right? Because you have like this pseudo limited resources and you have to put them into certain characters, and so you can feel pressure to like, oh, well, do I want to build I don't know, do I want to build, what's the worst unit you can think of? Flamebringer. Do I want to build Flamebringer, or like instead of building Flamebringer, I could just build like whatever my favorite YouTuber or tier list on GamesPress tells me is better than Flamebringer, and that will save me resources. And maybe you would have a really fun time trying to beat all the maps with Flamebringer. Like that might be super fun for you, but you'll never know because you'll never spend the resources to level them up. That's just like really unfortunate. That's not an Arknights thing. That's like a human experience thing. It's like really rough.
Yeah, but I think this is something that I put as an objective when it comes to my own channel. I don't think a lot of YouTubers care as much as I do to inculcate that I really try to advise the players to really get them to, you know, build the game to be their own and not be pressured by other people. A lot of people ask me things like, why don't I make a tier list? Why don't I just tell people what is the best 6-star, the best 5-star? And I'm simply not a believer of it. Like, I'm a gameplay guy, and I feel very strongly about the fact that I think that's my joy of Arknights. I don't see it as a gacha game, actually. I love to see Arknights as an adventure game. And I love the fact that as you play through the game in the many days, the weeks, the months, the way that you shape up your experience keeps changing due to the new operators that you build, the new operators that you play. It's always a new dynamic. It's very exciting. I don't get that feeling when I play other gacha games or even other computer games.
Wait,
You know,
really?
after a while, when I sorry.
So do you think Endgame in Arknights is like good? Do you
What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
What's endgame in Arknights
Box
when
has
you say
pulled
that?
out the gun. Oh no, he's ready to go to war
like?
again.
Yeah, I'm gonna start saying some really bad stuff about Arknights Endgame.
Don't
'Cause
say
I
any
don't know.
game
No,
words, okay? We're being
No,
recorded.
no. What is endgame?
How
Then
can
I
you-
understand what you're asking.
Wait,
Huh?
yeah, how can you say bad stuff about something that doesn't exist?
Oof, jeez. All right, so we have
Oh,
two
for
endgame haters in Arknights. Arknights here.
Endgame
I
is
mean,
like,
let's-
yep.
So, like
No, go ahead.
legitimately, what is the end game? Like, what do you do? Farm
Yeah, I don't
fucking
understand what is
houses-
endgame.
For me,
Like-
Endgame is like when you only log in to use your resin, or fuck me, not resin. What's it
Uh-oh.
called? Sanity, and collect and do your missions, and you're off for the day. Like
Uh-oh.
that's it.
Oh, yeah,
That, like,
Genshin
when the
terminology
yeah.
that I'm hearing, box.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. So like, there's a point where like you're just done with all content. You're just waiting for like the next event, and the event, like there's different niches to the event, right? But ultimately, they're kind of like just the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly. That is Arknight's fucking like end game. It's doing dailies and waiting for Santi to be depleted.
Yeah, and
That's
I
the fucking
yeah,
end game.
and I hate that. That's why I went in like a burnout phase, and I just like logged in for my
Also,
3 months to pass.
Annihilation.
Oh no! Wait, that brings me to a
Annihilation.
yeah, dude. No. I fucking like I love using my phone, right? And when I have to put it down for Annihilation, I'm like, nah, dude. Can this shit be over? You know, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe you guys do it on BlueStacks, but
Yeah, this was a very weird. No, so actually, as a side note, when I started the real gamer move here, all right, you open up your emulator and then you use your emulator to do annihilations every week, so that you can have your phone to do actual gacha gaming.
yes,
That's what I do.
yes.
I'll have my PC on and I'll run annihilations on my emulator. That's unironically what I do because I don't want to use up all of my phone time doing that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know
But then,
what they do to fix this though. Or as I say fix, but change this, but Annihilation's take
Make it skippable.
so
Times 4
long.
speed.
Like what? Like no, just make it skippable. If you can't, like, look, the things that even if they make it times 3, times 4, times whatever the fuck, the auto deploy doesn't work. Like the auto deploy scarcely fucking works. It always breaks to annihilations. That's where the auto deploys break. So it's like, just make it
Yeah.
skippable. Like
Yeah, like a
Hypergriff, if you can't make your own auto tool work in a stage that takes 20 fucking minutes per hit, like, and it's the like main way for free to plays to get your gacha currency, just make it skippable. Nobody's gonna lose fucking engagement because they didn't play fucking Annihilation where they put their phone down and go do fucking house chores.
No,
Just make it skippable.
I'm a big proponent of skip tickets.
would
I
argue that-
I like skip tickets.
Dude, I love skip tickets. Yeah, I fucking love that shit, but it doesn't have.
Nice.
I would argue that the idea of adding the skippableness of it, I come from a game development company, so I would say that from a game developer standpoint, I kind of understand why they choose not to make it skippable. That it's as much as you say don't lose engagement, I think that's a gamble that they're trying to balance. They don't know, or they are not willing to test if this was skippable, will this cause a bigger player fallout? And it's not just Annihilation, because if they applied it to Annihilation, then players will come and say, why can't this be applied to the smaller stages? Why can't I just skip everything? You know, make me farm 1-7 and then let me skip like all 100 times of me entering the stage. When that happens, right, and if everything was an automated thing, it can cause people to even more be distracted and not want to play the game because they're not looking at it. It's a very psychological intention.
Well, no, it's so weird. So on this note, it's so funny, because I come from an FGO background. Has anyone here played FGO other than me?
I tried a little bit. And I was like, what is this? So nah, not really.
I didn't try FGO.
So I everything you said there from a game developer standpoint, I completely understand. But on a anecdotal, personal level, I'm an FGO player. I played FGO for 5-6 years. I don't know how fucking long I've been trapped in here.
Jesus Christ, bro.
It's an old ass game, and I'm fucking trapped in hell. We saved it for cast story better. Anyway, the FGO is a gacha game with no auto battle. And let me tell you, let me tell everyone here, okay? It is like a 6-year-old game, no auto battle. And let me tell you, that was the reason why I quit the game, was because it demanded too much of my. Well, I quit for about 6 months, and then I realized that there is there's an app that I will not mention because I don't want to get my account banned. There's an app that allows you to auto battle maps that you can 3-turn on, which is basically the equivalent of auto battling maps that you can that you've beaten with all 3 stars on an Arknights map. And I will tell you from just straight up, and this isn't just me, this is most of my other friends that used to play FGO that now are thinking about getting back into FGO because this app exists. When a game demands too much of your time, there was a point when you would just stop playing. And the convenience of having something like an auto battle or a skip matters so much, especially as you get older and you have less and less time to actually fully dedicate to 2 or God forbid 3 gacha games, or like even 1 gacha game, to be honest. A gacha game could demand like what, an hour of your time each day, depending like how bad how slow like the auto battle is, alchemy stars, or how long annihilations are.
Shade.
Yeah.
Dude, no, what I think they should do with weekly things is like every week they should have like a different boss you can fight, and it'll make it a lot easier and faster. So like you beat it, you get this amount of currency, and it won't take like fucking 400 mobs. You beat the boss. It has like
I know. So
HP.
I think actually, unironically, I've thought about this for a little bit. I don't know how good or bad an idea this would be, but I honestly think that it would be better if they just like make us beat the annihilation stage once, we get all the rewards, but we actually have to beat the annihilation stage each week, right? Like kind of like you said, like maybe like alternate between each of the maps, and you can't auto battle it, or like maybe that would get old because they'd have to like invent new stages every time, and or you just be doing the same stages over and over. But like just make me engage with the game mode to get the rewards. Like that's all I ask. And so there's this dichotomy. I either want to have to pay attention to the game, or I really don't want to pay attention to the game at all, right? Like I don't want this like weird middle ground where I have to spend like 5 hours doing my annihilations every week, and like I have to come back every hour in order to refresh the annihilation. Like that's what I really don't like, right? Like either give me skip tickets or make annihilation something where every single week I'm actually paying attention to the game mode. That's where my frustration comes from, where it's like this weird half measure.
Wait, you know what? I just say fuck Annihilation, get rid of it, and put it in our dailies. Fuck that shit. Fuck Annihilation.
You really don't like. I think I like the concept of annihilation, right?
yeah,
I like doing.
Yes, thank you, Sparrow.
I like clearing annihilations. I think that's fine, right? I like when I'm
Yes,
first
I'm
doing the
down with that.
annihilations. They're fun, right? That's why I don't want to get rid of them entirely.
Yes. No, but then
I
they
think
can still have like the
those are
Annihilation
fine.
rewards. They can still have like
But,
the first ones, you know, the first Annihilation
it doesn't
reward.
work. That's the thing.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't work with the game's auto battler. So like, you know how you said, oh, 5 hours, and every time I'm going to like, to see, or maybe it's 5 hours, and one of these 5 hours you go back to see, oh shit, something leaked. I guess I'm gonna have another fucking to spend another fucking hour with
Hey,
this
Scark,
shit.
do you have
The green
thorns?
one, the latest Annihilation, I could throw it. This shit keeps fucking bugging,
Uh-huh.
and I keep going back to Annihilation 3, or whatchamacallit, the blue one.
No,
Exactly.
yeah, on a
Yeah.
microcosm level. Holy, yeah, the green annihilation, the plant one, that one,
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I don't have any problem with any of my other auto battles for annihilations, but that map in particular, for whatever reason, keeps screwing up on mine. I was actually thinking about trying to revisit it. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I just have to use more thorns.
More thorns. They should have a Ditto character, so you can have like 2 thorns.
That character would be broken. I've been thinking that would be the coolest design for a
It
6-star.
would be, but
Just like mimic one of your 6 stars for a brief period of time, like a fast redeploy operator. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Anyway,
2 thorns, bro. Now it's over. No one even has to strategize no more.
It could be like cool to like make it like just really long, faster deploy. You said, I'll be honest, for something like that, I would say like maybe some sort of like Juggernaut sort of theme. So like really big DP cost and really big redeployment time. But it's like, hey, you want to surge this kid?
yeah, I don't know. So Kuki, do you agree with like this at all, or like are you all like still on the opposite side of the fence?
I'm not. I come from the side of I understand a bit as to probably why they're doing these, and if that's their intention, then the proposed improvement does not fit their intention.
No, I agree. Yeah, because what they want is not watch times per se, but they want interaction time, right?
It's because I think to them, activity would naturally create a longing for the game.
Yeah,
Because if you think about it, if you play an idle game, for example, if Arknights was full idle, like all of the idle games that you know of, you could easily fall out in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. And if, let's say, like some of the proposed ideas that you guys had the idea of what if they just did a special boss every week. There's actually a very strong reason why they don't want to do that. Number one, they're already churning bosses every 2 weeks because of the event. And they release events at a pace of 2 weeks to 1 month. And the other reason is that, to be fair, in terms of the creative aspect, AK will run into problems eventually. I don't see it in 2 years or 3 years, but eventually, we might have a bit of a restriction as to how much more new mechanics and enemies can we create.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Because
bound to happen because like all gacha games are facing this problem.
the trouble is the fact that we only have 2 metrics. We only have defense and resistance as the things that we're supposed to counter. We don't have elements in this game. Later on, you all will hear elemental damage, but it's nothing. It's not a big deal. It's not that major. So with that different kind of damage, right? Then it starts to make us question like, how can the game push on to become more interesting? To see?
Wait,
And that's, I think. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. As I was like
Uh,
hearing you talk, I like this brilliant fucking idea from the gods just descended to my mind. Of
Go ahead.
have any of you guys played like Plants vs Zombies, like the original one?
Yeah. What about it?
A
You
little bit.
you know there's a game mode where you can play as the zombies, right?
Oh, you mean like to deploy the enemies and all?
Yes, dude. I think that shit would have been. I think that shit would be fucking cool as hell, dude. I
As
honestly
in,
do.
I ever thought about that, but I just didn't know how would they do it. it could happen because we already had co-op
Yeah.
mode, right?
Well, and you have like
So-
I think the
okay.
Rainbow Six Siege event was really cool. The co-op, and when it worked, when the ping worked, it was really cool.
No, I hate it. The ping
Yeah,
always
like,
sucks for
co-op
me.
work.
Yeah, like so I got like that's like a the networking can be like ironed out, but like the actual gameplay of it was really cool. The roguelike was really cool. I think that CC is a massive triumph of gameplay. I feel like they've been pretty good at reinventing the wheel when it comes to tower defense games.
Yes, for sure. I think
Yeah.
for a lot of tower defense enthusiasts, my biggest hope is for them to find their way to find this game, basically. But it doesn't seem to be working yet, because the problem is that most of the time tower defense lovers are, I would think, located in the EU and America. And to touch a game that's from the Asia side, it's not often apparent to them.
No,
So there
yeah,
isn't the
yeah.
connection.
There's like a stigma.
There isn't the traffic.
There's a general stigma around like things that look anime in the West.
Yes.
I shouldn't even say stigma, just like a stereotype. Like things that have cat ears are put into a box. Let's say that.
Yes, yeah, I can back that statement up.
So yeah, I get all the frustrations with Annihilation. I mean, I also understand about the frustrations. Even I also wonder. I think these questions to myself: could we skip the stages? And I think the way I approach the matter is not about how I feel. It's, if we think that this could be fixed for so long, why didn't they fix it now? And I think when you answer that question, then you start to reason. Is there something that gives them strong reasons to say they're still doing it, even though they're already about to hit their 3rd year of anniversary, right? Because if FGO, for instance, is what you stated, Dio, doesn't want to give any auto deploy function, then instead of saying we want auto deploy, then why don't we ask, why does the developers not give it to us?
Well, the auto deploy has been one of the things that like the FGO community has been asking for a long time. The developers have actually spoken on it. That they say that they. I don't know, because we got to do an FGO debate. They want the game. Oh god. Okay, backing up. In general, the way that FGO is played is kind of like a card game where every servant has a deck. The problem is that every servant also has a big Bombo Blast move that deletes a whole entire enemy wave. And as the game has been power crept over the years, the game has become spamming your big Bombo Blast move. So the way that events are ran now is that you 3-turn. And what I mean by 3-turn is that usually there's 3 waves of enemies, and you can delete all 3 of those in 3 turns. And so the end game of FGO, especially in recent years, has just become clicking the 3 big Bumbo Blast moves. And the problem is that the developers like refuse to understand this, and they go, well, we don't want to turn it into a clicker game because the core gameplay of FGO is like hitting your face cards, and it's just like I haven't hit a face card in 3 years. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I don't.
You're
Like I don't like, sir. Hello.
they're so like out of it, man. It's crazy.
Well, and oh, sorry. I don't want to. Yeah, sorry. Continue. I don't want to turn this into an FGO show.
Like, I definitely think it's fine. I definitely think that, like, sure, I get it, but like, Annihilation is not the fucking hill to die on from the game like gameplay standpoint. It's like,
Well, I don't think he's gonna die on the hill. I think he's just saying that like there's a reason why the devs still have it in the game the way that there is, and like I understand that. But I think that I'm more on the ScoreX side where like I understand why the devs don't want to do this and why they'd be really afraid of doing this. Because the more time that somebody puts into a game, the more that they want to stay inside the game. So from a developer standpoint, they don't want to get rid of it. But I will say that there's a breaking point to that, and also that I just disagree with the way that Annihilation is currently run. Well, I think that it could be done better and still give them engagement.
I also think that it can be improved. I'm just not sure what about it.
Well, so
How do you
because
improve it? Because I don't think skipping is the answer.
Well, skipping is difficult because, as you'd said, if their intention for Annihilations every week is to drive engagement, then skipping would be rough. And also, you can't just create like a whole bunch of content because you want people focusing on events. What I was thinking, why not? I don't know why. No, actually, this would be. I'm a genius. Anyway, why not instead of Annihilation every week? Why not just do replace it with CLB? Why not replace it with the Fugame, like the roguelike game mode, where like you do a run every week so that you can actually, play the game. And
I mean, I can answer your question already, Leo. They doubled it up.
But they already did that?
Yeah, roguelike has a monthly quest that you're supposed to complete.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. Well, they had
There's
my
a
idea then.
weekly
Yeah.
quest and there's a monthly quest.
Yeah, I think that's something, because again, my biggest problem, Kuki, is not with the concept of annihilations. It's that once I have shown mastery of a stage, I don't want to spend 5 hours a week on that stage. Either give me a skip ticket, or, because again, my problem isn't like the engagement. I'm fine with like the idea. I'm actually really excited for the idea of like weekly or monthly quest for the roguelike. That sounds awesome to me, because then every week I'm actually playing the game for those like 1 to 5 hours. Like I can sit down every week and go, okay, here's my 1 hour. I'm gonna do this COB mission, and I'm gonna get my rundums. But with Annihilation, it's like,
But there's no randoms, Freddy.
That's fine, but I'm gonna get my rewards or whatever. But the my problem with Annihilation is that, like, all right, it's Monday, time to open up Netflix and LD Player. Like, I don't think that's driving. That's not driving my engagement. That's driving my cynicism.
So I think okay, let's take it in the most evilest of way possible. If we were the game developer, why do we want to make Annihilation? But it doesn't take 5 hours. It probably takes 2 hours at most, and even as shortest is 1 hour per week. Why do we make players do that? All right. If you use your phone on it, for example, then what would occur is that if you spend 1 hour on this game, you spend 1 hour less on another game.
True.
Do you get the idea?
No, I understand. No,
it's a very strategic
That's
move.
true. You're right.
They do that in order to keep people in. It's a very, very tactical way to ensure that they are keeping the player base there. So, sometimes when we talk about, I think gaming community is one of the most interesting things to study, because we're often described to be the angriest, right? We don't talk about Arknights, you talk about any computer game. I'm a Rainbow Six Siege player, and I'm seeing how the community
you're a Siege player?
Forever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the community is forever raging about how there's lack of content and everything.
So you know the true pain of a bad community. You're a Siege player.
Yeah, but the thing is that I think if you think about it, if there was no frustration, right, I would actually argue that a game will be fucking boring.
To some extent,
I think these are the things that spurs people to feel for the game. When there is a bit of a gap in why does this not exist, it makes people feel and long for changes. We think about Claymore Button. Claymore Button was something that was called for ever since year 1 of the game. Not even first year celebrated. People have been crying out for it. And when did they release it? It was 2.5 years into, no, sorry, it was 2.25 years into the game. So it took that long for them to implement something that could have been so simple. And we like to say, why couldn't you have done it sooner? But when I think of myself as I'm in their position, why did they want to do something so odd? We can think of it as, we don't like it. It sounds evil, but it could be so intentional to make people feel so strongly about something that when it happens, they feel damn good that it's there. I think that's also a golden glow effect. If you all saw the recent, the cat girl that got released in CN.
So yeah, you have to. So this can be even tied to let's bring it all back. This is like gachas as a whole, right? If you got every character in a gacha, if they gave you the claim all button right at the start, if they gave you your waifu right at the start, you wouldn't have that drive to play, right? You wouldn't. As soon as Box got thorns, you stopped playing Arknights. So I completely understand that idea, and I do even to some extent agree that it's like this tension where your anger is not the opposite of passion. Anger is kind of like the side to passion, because the opposite of passion is apathy. It's nothing. It's feeling absolutely nothing. If you're feeling anger, then you're feeling something about the game. It is quite literally living rent free inside of your head. So I understand that as like a from a game developer standpoint, where like if something is like a big meme in the community, like oh please give us the claim all button, then you want to hold off, give it to them eventually, but hold off for a while. But that being said, from a whatchamacallit, from a person inside of the community, I will be passionate on any forums that I have to say the things that I don't like about the game, so that hopefully it will be on their list to yeah, exactly. And as I said before, if you want me to be engaged with your game, I will tell them I'm not engaged when I'm playing Annihilation. But I will be very engaged when I am actually playing the game in the roguelike every week. Because I'm actually playing the game then. Yeah.
I think I just bring in one quick concept, very very simple one. In games, there's this thing called black hat motivators and white hat motivators. Because I guess the entire call this time, we've actually been trying to centralize on why we like Arknights and don't like Arknights, right? Would I be right to say that, Dio? So
yeah.
I try to draw in on that. So black hat and white hat motivators, I don't know if you've heard of that before. Black hat motivators are ways that makes people frustrated or feel forced to do something, and therefore they stay in the game. So they don't and more often people don't realize that the black hat motivator exists. Then white hat motivators are things that are inculcated as the game plays on. So things like the culture of the game, the community of the game, the environment, the systems of the game. So these are more like comfortable factors. The part that makes people they're not pressured, you know. It's like, whoa, this place is so good that I have to be here. So if we talk about we don't use games as an example, we use school, all right? The black hat motivator of school is grades, right? People be like, oh, I gotta be in school because I gotta do well and maybe, I don't know, maybe land a job next time. That's a black hat motivator. But what's a white hat motivator? If you can find good friends, if you got good teachers, if you got the school has good amenities, facilities, that makes you want to stay because, whoa, I feel good being here. It's not like I'm forced to, but the place makes me feel like I want to be here. So we bring this back to game and Arknights. And when we talk about what we like and don't like, I feel like very often the things that we don't like are the black hat motivators. And the things that we often want to say that we like are the white hat ones. The part where we say, yo, the community is good, we've made great friends and all. It's just a bit of a food for thought to
here's a
get you
question.
guys to see.
Is the gacha a white hat or black hat motivator?
Black hat.
It can go both ways,
maybe,
man.
right? No, it's a gray hat motivator.
Gacha is I would argue that gacha is more often black because you feel forced to pull. Because there's a fear of missing out. Yo, there's this new thing. I want to get a new thing. It's like how a luxury brand releases a new product. If you care about the brand, you want to buy it, right? And okay, if you feel pressured, it's a black hat motivator. If you do it out of willingness, it's white hat.
No, well, I feel like
gacha is.
I feel like it's
inherently very black.
I think it's like dark gray. It's like a very interesting hat motivator for with this analogy, because like sometimes I remember, I don't know, do all of you remember your first SSR?
Like
ever in a gacha game?
Ever in a gacha game? Yeah, for Arknights it'd be 6-star.
Yeah, kind of.
I played Soccer Spirits. I remember my experience.
Because mine was again an FGO, and I wasn't even I wasn't trying to like actually pull on it because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just remember like the dopamine hit of when I randomly when I randomly threw a summoning ticket at this banner, and I got a Till of the Hunt, who in that game is a alien from Mars with a space laser. Don't ask about it. And the man, the moments when you get like a random SSR are very white hat motivator, if we're using that term.
No, that's true. That's true though.
Yeah, like just like the randomly pulling I think that summon tickets, like random or like the one pulls, those are all white hat motivator. Like, because I burn through those on random stupid banners when I really shouldn't. I'm just like throwing them out. Whatever I get in, I'm happy about. If I don't get anything, who cares, dude? It's a single pull.
Yeah, that's so true, though, because, like, whatchamacallit, I play a lot of gacha games too, and when I get a fucking single pull, I'm like, holy shit! And I played the game for like 5 more days when I
No, true.
stopped again.
All single pulls are white hat motivators. All single
Yeah,
pulls.
singles,
All
dude, people should just not do multis, man, to be honest.
true. Multis only bring pain.
Yeah, man, like, oh, damn, 10, I didn't get shit. Fuck, man.
Yeah, so
Man, I'm not
if
gonna
you're
lie, like,
continue.
sorry, continue.
Oh no, I just wanted to close off in case we're diverting away. If you all wanted to read up on it, I showed the list of white hat and black hat to what is considered white and black.
Epic memeing.
Yeah, editing deal will fix this one as well.
Yep.
What a cool guy.
Like all of this, yeah, we're all. Thank you, editing deal. But yeah, like how's it called? All of this really like is like live service in big letters. For
Yeah,
me,
100%,
you know,
100%.
which is weird because I don't like live service. Which is like, why the fuck am I in this fucking like?
Because it gets you.
I
That's
see all
how
of
it
this
gets
and
you.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I saw
the
this.
time-
I'm like,
yep.
or you can make a complete game, sell it, and none of this bullshit would be needed. You know,
By the time that you ask the question, why have I played this live service game for 6 years? It's too late.
Yeah.
You're already fucked. I'm still playing
true.
League of Legends. I still play League of Legends. Like
Dude, you need to stop, bro. When I stop, it was the
I
best.
can't stop.
Like... No, dude, you have to quit. I'm telling you, I'm living the life.
They released Firelight Echo. I
Mhm.
can't stop. I'm trapped. I'm here forever.
Yeah, actually, I want to bring another point too, which I hope is not too much of a big jump, but you guys know what summoning animations are, right? Like, I'm sure you guys have played
Yes,
enough
yeah.
to see. Dude, why
Huh?
why doesn't Arknights implement like some kind of at least like cool summoning
Yeah.
animation,
No,
man?
I agree. So since you're the gacha connoisseur, as it were, you play for the gacha. I do agree. Arknights' summoning animations are pretty lackluster.
They're so bad, and it's like in FGO, is it always just like the blue thing spinning too? That's kind of lackey too, right?
Well, FGOs is really like hype up because there are a lot of different ways that a 6-star can appear. You know how like you can like rainbow spark in Arknights, where like you can
Yes.
you can get the 5-star bag, but then you pull it open and you get there's the rainbow.
Mhm.
There is a lot of systems like that in the FGO gacha. So like you can get a silver card and then it can spark and become a gold card. And the way that you can tell if it's a hidden gold card is if the silver card has 2 faces. Because they're cards, like they're actual cards, like they're tarot cards.
Like a fake out.
Yeah. You can see the silver card will have instead of a front and a back, it will have 2 fronts, and then you know it's going to spark. Or you can tell based on like the color of the band, and so like if you're paying real close attention, you know what you're gonna get beforehand. So it's like, ooh, what am I gonna get? Did that card have 2 sides? Oh,
Exactly, like because in
Like,
Arknights. Yep, go ahead.
I remember you said to me when you were pulling for who was it? Fucking Summer something.
Summer BB.
Because I was there. Remember when? Yeah, when you were pulling and you were like, "Oh yeah, you could see this or that or the other," and I'm like, "Arknights just has one fucking fake out
No,
mechanic."
Yeah,
yeah,
it has the
exactly.
fake
No.
mechanic. Yeah.
In Arknights too, it's like it takes away all like the hype. Like once you open it, oh, yellow, blue, green, whatever, right? And then it shows you how many you get and where it comes from. And I'm like, that kind of takes away the hype because then like in like I play I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I play both. I have 2 fucking Dragon Ball Gacha games on my phone. And
Is that game any
they're-
good? As a side note,
My
quick,
condolences.
which one?
2 minutes. Is that game any good? The
Dokkan or
DBZ, yeah,
Legends?
Dokkan.
Dokkan, I still play. I love Dokkan. I could play it at school. I used to be a really big Legends connoisseur, but then it's PvP. You got to be like playing the game. But for Dokkan, you're like AFK, and you can just it's like an idle game. But in both those games, they have some good ass animations. Like Goku turns fucking Super Saiyan Blue. Fucking characters can pop in. There's so much crazy shit that like indicate that you're getting something cool, and that gives you that fucking dopamine. Where in Arknights, it's just like yellow and here's how much you get. But then in Dokkan or Legends, it doesn't tell you that, so it could just like pop up at any fucking time,
No, that's
and that
the-
makes
yeah,
people
yeah.
not want to skip the multi.
No,
And that's why I play
makes,
those games,
yeah,
yeah.
it makes summoning more exciting.
Yeah,
Like in general, it's a weird win loss here from again from like the company standpoint, because like these can be like really expensive to implement, because like making new art or like making animations and stuff, it kind of hurts that Arknights does not have animation per se. It has it has like the chibi sprites that have like very limited animation, and then it has the art, which is very nice. But it can be very expensive to make like a new summoning system. But if you make a new summoning system that makes people want to roll, you might get a lot of money. So I don't know, it's like risk reward. Yeah,
Exactly. It like gives you even more dopamine.
Inject it, get straight into
but
my
now
eyeballs.
they will have an actual animation.
Hmm?
So now they will have an actual animation. So what's better?
Yeah, it
Wait,
is pretty
they
fun.
doing that in house, by the way, to kind of like fucking pivot. Wow.
Wait, what? Did he cut off? Or...
No. I think he's
Yeah,
You were talking about the were you talking about the in-house animation for like the studios, like the animation that they do, or
yeah, the anime is gonna be in house, from what I've heard.
yeah. What
The Arknights.
random question: is is like the what is it called? Like the Chen, Alter, and Lin animation, is that in house?
Wait, what?
Announced?
There's
What do you mean by
animation.
that?
The swimsuit PV where like Lin like breaks the glass and the
Oh shit, that can happen.
what? Have you
Such
never
dope.
have you never watched that?
I
It-
rarely keep up Arknights. I'll be honest with you. I rarely do.
You're referring to the Link animation, is it? What about it? Like, who made it? Is it
Yeah. Who made it? Is that in house or?
new animation studio?
Oh, okay. So it's not okay. Do we
So I
still
think
do we still even know whether or not the anime is going to be CG or 2D?
It has to be 2D. There's no way.
You say that.
Because they
2D.
made their PVs.
I think it's a mix.
Really?
Because if you notice the Link animation, I no, I can't recall if it's the same studio, but I wouldn't expect it to be 3D. That's what I'll say. And most is 2.5.
Mm.
So
think
it's a
that
mix.
the
I'd say
anime-
it's like from what we saw of the trailers and the promotional art, everything seems 2D.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I was about to say that.
I would be rather surprised. I think they may do 3D for the big stuff, like if they ever have like a mobile seating motion or something,
Yeah.
But actually, their 3D is pretty good. Like I think
It is
that's
really good. Yeah,
like
it is.
they know where to put the resources when it comes to the 3D.
Yeah, it's not like Berserk bad.
We don't speak that.
if I recall,
Don't speak of that.
if I recall correctly, right, the Ain't Seen Nothing Like This animation and I think the Link one, along with the Null Outer one, all these three were made by a new studio. I think so. So
Really?
the
They-
thing
yeah, they
about
look kinda
AK and just now you were talking about gacha animation, right? Box 2. Was
Yep.
there, apart from Dokkan, was there another one that you thought was very good or something?
Legends, definitely not Fire Emblem Heroes. That's
No, that
probably
one
one of the most
sucks. Yeah.
lacking ones. Alchemy
So
Stars
what's
is no, not
Alchemy
the
Stars
dream
is,
animation?
I think
Mhm.
Dragalia was really popping. If anyone plays that game.
I don't know what that is. What was it?
Because I
Kuki?
understand that
I
your drive
remember
is in gacha. So what is your dream animation? What do you want that bag to look like?
In Arknights? Oh, I don't even want a
Yeah.
bag. Fuck the bag. Throw the bag away. I want like a fucking cutscene where it can change from time to time. Like from one,
See?
it could be like just like how Legends and like fucking Vegeta can show up, Whis can show up. Like holy, you can turn Super Saiyan. You can
Legends? Are we
throw a
talking about
spirit
Legends
bomb.
of Runeterra?
Huh?
We're talking about Legends of Runeterra?
Oh no, Dragon Ball Legends. It's like another
Oh,
fucking Dokkan or
okay.
two.
So
So like yeah, all this variety of things can happen. I want like one animation where it's like it shows Scotty fighting someone, and then like one like that. That would be like the 6-star animation.
oh
The
wow.
fucking,
Okay.
yeah.
So my answer to that would be, I think you need to remember what was the roots of Arknights, which is, this is their first game, right?
This
Do you
was
know
their,
that this is
this
one
was
of
Hyperglyph's
Hyperglyph's
first
first
game.
game?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they made like fucking whatchamacallit, Azure Lane.
No, that's a different company.
No,
Wait,
They-
really?
Yostar was just a publisher.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
published by the same game. Revived
Oh.
Witch,
Wow, I am
Arknights, and Azure Lane were all published by the same game publisher, which is
I see.
Yostar, but Hyperglyph has only made Arknights, I think.
Okay, I see.
Exactly. So the fact that
I'm
you asked
definitely
for
interested in seeing what they do next.
Yeah.
Huh, sorry? Oh, you're interested in what they're doing
I'm
next.
saying
They're
like
making a new game.
the- yeah, Yeah, I'm saying since this is their first game, I'm very interested to see what they'll do next.
Wait, didn't they have like a 3D Genshin Impact type release thing? If I remember correctly,
No.
it's not that one.
They don't have that budget, man.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
So
Okay.
the thing is that they're a new company. So when we expect like, oh, what about like live 2D for everything, 3D art, better cutscenes, story acted stuff. I think we don't really think about the fact that all these things are money at the end of the day. And
Well,
we're talking about a fresh company here. We're not referring to MiHoYo. You know?
Yeah,
You're right.
it's all gonna
MiHoYo
it's all gonna be a massive risk. Like
Bro,
sometimes you make a 3D animation and it's Girls Frontline. It's Azure Lane. And sometimes you make an animation and it's Arcane. You win some, you lose some.
I'm surprised Genshin
Yes,
so
sir.
much money
Man,
and like.
fingers crossed for the Arknights anime. Holy
True.
shit!
I think
I'm
it'll be good.
so
I'm actually excited
hoping
for
it's
it.
gonna be good.
Okay.
I
there
am,
are fears
but I'm like,
for that.
Wait, do you care about like if it's? I just think it'll be a blast to like watch regardless. Do you actually want it to be like a storyline good stuff like that?
yeah, I want
Okay.
storyline good. I want them to actually like, I don't think it's gonna be Arcane good. I think that's like asking a bit
No, that's
too much.
that's
but,
asking
like,
way too much, man. Arcane.
Yeah, but like, fuck. If it's good, that could be like big break for Arknights.
I do
Yes.
think it will bring in a lot of new players if it blasts off. But I don't know.
To be fair,
Gacha games,
I don't ask that it's good. All I ask is that it doesn't make me feel physical pain. All right, please don't
Which
be
is-
Azure Lane. Please don't do that.
Azure Lane has an anime.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, Azure
Neither
Lane has
does
an anime.
neither does neither does Tsukihime. These things don't. Neither does Berserk. None of these exist.
Tsukihime. Wait, Tsukihime. Oh yeah, it does. That should look
No,
terrible.
they don't.
By the way, the
Stop trying to
anime
run
has
away from
the Arknights anime has 10 episodes.
Fuck. That's not enough.
It was rumored. Oh no, I don't think it was rumored. I think it was
Oh.
officially announced that it will have 10 episodes.
Are they normal
Oh, I thought
length
they said
episodes?
Hmm?
Are they normal length episodes? Like are they 20 minutes?
No, not mentioned.
Okay.
If it's an
The
hour long,
duration
that'd
was
be
not
so
mentioned.
nice.
But people are a bit worried by the number because they are thinking if it's 10 episodes, till
Super
what end of
crammed,
the
yeah.
story would they want to cover?
Yeah.
Because most people thought that if they want to make an impactful first impression of the anime, they need to do it until the end of. I think they need to do until the end of the chapter 2. Either
Wait.
chapter 2 or chapter 4. I forgot which chapter was people wishing for it to end.
Wait, did they
Totally
say-
be a prequel? 100%.
Did they say that they're gonna follow like the chapters, stuff like that?
They should.
No, they didn't say anything.
Like,
Yeah, no, because I've like when I heard the doctor speak, I'm like, huh? That wasn't part of the story.
Assumingly they will follow because it is titled Prelude.
My guess is that it's a prequel, but that guess has been shattered by a couple of different facts that we know about it. But still, my guess. All right, my bet is still viable. I still think it's going to be a prequel. It's called Prelude to Dawn. It's a prelude. Come on, why would it be chapter? It's a
on the
prequel.
nose.
It's a prequel. Bet anyway.
okay, look, Arknights and unfortunate like English naming are not strangers,
Annihilation. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
So if going around, what is your favorite thing about Arknights? Like the reason you started playing or are still playing, and what is your one thing? If you could change one thing, what would it be? Just going around because we're running out of time here a little bit. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, just crystallize everything down. Your favorite thing and the thing that you wish you could throw into the sun.
Starting off with you, Dio. Let's go.
With me, fuck, shit.
You throw a curveball at him.
Okay, my favorite thing. I have consistently said this. I'm a gameplay guy. I like the story. I like the characters. I like the designs, but I'm a gameplay guy. The real reason I've continued to play Arknights, well, one Mostima, but besides that, is because the gameplay is interesting. It's because the gameplay has consistently stayed interesting for how long has this game been out? 2 years now. I actually still have to think when I'm clearing normal content, which is a thing that you would be so surprised. Actually thinking in a gacha game that's been released for 2 years is a rarity, is a brief rarity in this industry. Yeah, Fire
Emblem, the great Outer Guard.
So many. Fallen Outer Guard, yeah. so many different gacha games so quickly. Power creep their difficulty into non-existence. And if you know me, the combo of my small brain and the difficulty of Arknights allows me to spend 4 hours on a single map. And I love that about Arknights. If I could change one thing, I will if I ride or die on this point. I didn't talk about it at all this podcast, we didn't get to it. But please, Hypergriff, buff your characters. Please buff your characters. Modules are not good. We can talk about it later. I don't want to start a whole entire another podcast over this one point. Modules are not enough. They're a bad system that has inherent flaws in how you're leaving them out. Please just buff your characters. Please, just do it.
Dio. If this call, I can tell you right now, if this call wasn't just like the four of us, and this call had more people, you are starting a civil war.
I know.
Wait, really? That's an unpopular opinion?
Oh yeah, it is. Yes.
No,
I am standing by you. By the way, if this is
Really?
civil
I'm
war,
standing
I'm
too.
completely with you.
Dio's hot takes.
Because like there are people who are in favor of modules.
No, I know.
There are
People like
actually
modules. Yeah.
appreciate it.
So I appreciate it because it's better than nothing, but better than nothing is a really low bar. So
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I don't want to start a whole modules like talk.
Buffing characters is a whole topic of its own.
Yeah, it's a whole topic.
Basically, it's a topic of whether it's necessary or not.
It's another topic for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
right,
Box. Your neck.
Oh,
next
no, hold
bastard.
on.
You called me out. See what happened.
Wait. I gotta go get water. Squack.
What?
Coward.
What?
I can't hear you. I got
all right, sure. Sure. Favorite thing? Medals. Medal collecting. Collectathons.
Really? Medal
You're a
collector.
medal
Yes.
collector, bro. I've lost 2 CC medals already. You know.
Oof, that's gotta hurt.
I haven't lost any fucking medals.
Imagine
Since I got
this,
fucking
alright. Imagine
introduced.
this. I make CC guides, alright. I make CC guides for every daily and permanent, and I lost 2 grand medals
Wait, how did you
because
Bad on your
how did you
I
do
credibility.
missed
that?
certain objectives.
How did you do that?
Bro, maybe I should make CC guides then.
That's impressive, honestly.
There was once that I lost it because I was making guides on the second account. So my first account I neglected certain dailies and I didn't reach the required number.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And then another time was I believe it was the challenge contracts. Like in the permanent mat, you had to complete 8. I completed 7. I missed the last one. I overslept. Like I was telling myself, "Oh, I'll do it in the last hour of the event." Oh, I failed. I
have to expose
I
you for
forgot
that one.
about it. Oh no, it's okay. I expose myself every day, every time. Yeah, I expose myself to tell people I don't fucking care about medals. Like it's worth nothing to me.
All right,
Anyway,
Spark,
so
what's
yeah,
the
Spark,
thing
the
you
thing,
hate?
the thing
It's
you
worth
hate.
everything.
There's a
everything.
difference there.
Okay,
It's okay.
I'm
We
slightly-
embrace the
I'm-
differences.
I'm slightly memeing about the medals. Let's say the most important thing is actually like just the general atmosphere, that the story and the designs communicate. Just that, the general feel and setting and stuff. That's why I'm running a fucking D&D game about it. I like the world. But yeah, the most hated thing. I mean, come on, Annihilation. Like we've already been through this.
Well, that's your one
That's
thing.
the most
Wow.
hated thing. Dang.
That is my
Kuki,
most hated thing about the game. Like,
I did not know that you. I did not know you hated it that much.
Yeah, just saying,
It's
bro. It's like you're burning hatred
Pure
for it.
rage.
So...
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I hate a lot of stuff. I am like, I don't know why, but I'm a little ball of fucking anger.
No, same. I have a big
Fireball.
list here that I'm sad I didn't get to because like I really want to bash the game.
All right, Box goes
Oh,
last then. Kuki, you're not.
I played the game for Tower Defense, like I said. I stayed because of the care. It's not just from the community, it's just even from the developers. When you know the story of the developers, like why they do what they do, if you watch their interviews, because this is I didn't want to answer this as something I want changed, but I just realized it could have been a good answer. The developers are very attached to the CN community, but they're not attached to the EN.
Yeah,
And I find
racist.
that very frustrating. Like
We have the headhunting
'cause-
program. Smile.
Wait,
but
that
the
was
headhunting
CN?
Yeah.
You see, the headhunting program is connected from Yostar to us. It's not Yostar is a publisher. It's not Hypergriff. You see, we're not speaking to the developers. I think the developers is what I wish had more connections to directly to community. But I understand why they don't do that, because we're not the big market here. We are peanut size of the CN community, which is sad. It's hard to think that the global community is smaller than the CN. That's not the same for Genshin, by the way. The Genshin is the other way around. The global community is way bigger than the CN community.
That's
That's
actually
why.
surprising.
Why would this surprise you guys?
Because I feel like China's fucking massive.
Yeah, like China's usually like the biggest market for these types of games.
Well, as much as Genshin originated in China, but we can see that there was a huge change in direction. When the game first launched, right, the direction was Chinese actually. If you saw some of their first few trailers and all their content, they always focus on, they always delivered in the Chinese language. Then they realized that there was an English market. So they started changing their trailers on their English channel to English. So
I guess it became such a like worldwide phenomenon that eventually just the force of raw people that played it did kind of outnumber China.
Actually, kind of out of topic here, but how?
Hey, I just answer very quickly as to what I want changed. I want the story changed.
Oh,
I don't mean I want the content of the story changed.
Whoa.
Really?
I hate reading books. I hate reading shit. So the fact that when I look at the story and all I see is a static image and
A
lines,
visual novel, huh?
I find that there is a huge... Yeah, I can't do visual novels. I suck at that. Like, the only visual novel I've ever played that I stayed loyal to it was Danganronpa because it was so easy to play. There's a gameplay to it. But this doesn't have a gameplay. I'm literally listening to Kelsey talk. No, I'm not even listening.
You're
She's
not even listening.
talking. I'm reading the words. No,
God, if you were listening to Kalsa talk, then maybe, but...
That's the problem. Like, I don't have enough incentive to read the story. That's why I'm not a story player. I don't know the lore of AK simply because I hate reading.
Now, you know what you could listen to? MLG Kaiser's videos about...
Yeah, I was about to say, you just catch up using
That's summary, you
Kaiser's
see.
videos.
So it's a summary, but it doesn't become the full picture of the thing.
No,
if
I
want
agree,
to, feel in the story. So that's the part that I feel like they need to improve. Recently, I saw a Facebook comment. It was a brilliant one. I didn't expect this idea. Someone said, why don't they just add a story progress in the story so that they know how far you have progressed in the story and you can skip to the part that you've stopped reading it.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh wait, that's actually
But they
smart.
don't do that.
Like a bookmark,
But would you read
right?
it anyways?
Game.
Would you read it anyways?
Well, it'd be like a bookmark for the story, right?
I guess.
I
but-
won't read, like maybe not, but there's more reason. Right now, I feel like the reason is terrible. I don't feel any reason. So, yeah, I hate the story the most. I want it changed.
All right, Box, you
So
can't
that's
escape it. You can't escape it this
Oh,
time.
crap. I didn't have time to prepare.
I will end the stream right now if you don't start talking. I have the power
Alright.
to do that.
What is the questions again? I literally forgot. I know
Oh
that
my
was
God.
something bad.
Are you okay?
Oh.
It's not even
I
late
only
for
focused
you.
on a negative thing, bro.
It's
I know
not even late for you. It's like 3 a.m. for Score. It's like the middle of the day for you.
I'm sorry, Score.
5
Alright,
a.m. What? 3 a.m. is when we started.
oh,
Anyway,
My God,
the-
Scorette, we're hurting you.
alright.
The,
So I guess it was the thing that got me into this game, right?
Yeah, your favorite thing and the thing that you want to stop.
My favorite thing is definitely the art. And dude, when I first started this game, it kept me in for a while, but the fucking music made me feel so nostalgic, bro. I won't even lie.
True.
Like the home
Music,
screen. Yeah,
ooh.
it made me feel like I was about to cry the first time. Because it was winter break, like the 3 a.m. at night.
Bro, you got emotional. That's how you
Yeah, I got
attached.
emotional, man. I got like, and I saw the W and Weedy banner. I'm like, damn, that's a beautiful banner.
Favorite song?
The favorite,
No, what's your favorite
the
song?
whole-
question.
the
Does he even
but
remember?
I've stopped his EXE working for Miguel. Okay,
Yeah,
I should
no,
stop
no.
asking Box questions.
the one that got me real nostalgic was a home screen one. And when I was looking at that banner and the music was kicking in, I was like, damn, dude, I hate my life. And then it just made me feel real nostalgic, and played for that. Also because the art is nice. And the other one, why would I want to change? Definitely the fucking summon animations. God damn, dude. It's like I play for the gacha and I need good dopamine. And it's just a bag opening. And also,
I like the fact that we all have very different
No,
motivations.
yeah, that's
to play the
exactly
game.
Yes.
what I was gonna say. And in general, I feel like, and this is not an Arknights only thing. This is like a people thing. I always find it so interesting to gather people that play the same games that I do, or enjoy the same things that I do, and see just how different they are to why I do the things that I do. Because like no matter what it is, whether it's Arknights or movies or God forbid playing FGO, don't do that. You're always going to do it for different reasons, and it's always really fun to see that while I play Arknights for gameplay, other people might play it for medals or story, or because they like the pretty pictures. Oh god, I don't have a closing statement. Do I just end the video?
My closing
Do
statement
you have a
is
closing statement? I
Well,
mean,
I
you can
learned
just
that-
close by saying goodbye to all of the people who's watching.
Goodbye to all the people that are watching, and I
Yep,
hope to
and
see
everyone.
you. Yeah, I hope to see you
We hope
whenever
that
we post
everyone
this. Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah. And subscribe to Boxy. Wait, did you end it?
No, I'm still recording, but I mean,
Oh, okay, wait,
I
hold
could
on,
have
hold on,
edited
hold
it.
on.
I could have ended it
Mine
at
is
any
He's
point.
gonna
I
start
could-
speaking
I could
himself.
edit- I
Gonna
could
start
edit-
talk box too.
I could edit all of this out, so like it doesn't matter.
No, please.
No, keep him there.
Keep this ending.
Still
Keep this
now
ending.
box 2 before it ends.
Wait. I got a funny joke.
Bro, the more you wait, the more it's gonna end.
Oh man.
How much time I got? Do
I
have, like, a
don't
quota?
know. There's no quota. No. All right. I'm cutting it off.
Wait.
Editing-
Well, what does the skeleton eat?
Bones.
No, wait. Oh, wait, that's right. Fuck. Okay,
Editing
fine.
Dio.
We'll cut that out then.
Oh
Damn.
god. Editing Dio is
Take
gonna
over
have a
last
lot of
one.
work to do. I'm cutting the stream now.